What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another walkthrough Wednesday.
Me and Corbin hanging out in the greenhouses. Got my homie with me today. We're out here scoping out, seeing what kind of exciting things are going on. Lots of new growth happening in this house. Lots of exciting cultivars out here. And this happens to be one of the houses you guys are going to be able to shop at the open house coming up.
Oh yeah. Fall open house, November 4th. Gonna be an awesome time. One of my favorite times is fall. And then, you know, I mean, you're seeing all those crazy color changes. We're getting a little bit of early fall color right now in the greenhouses. But I mean, it's spectacular. I don't know which one I like better, spring or fall, man. That's hard to pick.
That's a hard pick. And spring is so exciting, seeing everything wake up. But then that fall is like the finale of that whole amazing season you just had with all your beautiful Japanese maples. I mean, there's so many to choose from. We're going to talk about a few today. I mean, let's get started with it.
Yeah, dude. We got some purple ghosts right here, man.
All right. Purple ghost, man. Acer palmatum purple ghost. This is a beautiful dark red reticulated Japanese maple. And you got to see the original one, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. That thing was nuts, dude. So much potential out of these ghosts. I mean, the original purple ghost was throwing a crap ton of seed, man. I mean, it was weighing it down. That's how much seed. And you think, there's so many ghosts. They had to start a new series of ghosts.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so.
I mean, Talon perfected the reticulated Japanese maples. He's got so many amazing introductions. And Purple Ghost is the classic from his collection, the Flora Wonder collection. This is definitely one that's going to give you some really nice burgundy colors out there in the garden, fading to a little bit of green in the summer with that nice red burgundy color on that new growth on that summer months as well. And then follow that up in the fall with another beautiful crimson red.
Yeah, dude, these are some of my favorite types of plants. I mean, Bryan hooked me up with my first ghost. Not Acer palmatum first ghost. Acer palmatum amber ghost. And I mean, purple, get all the colors.
Yeah.
For real.
I think we were going to talk about some of these, man. I'll hand you one right here.
Oh, yeah, dude. Sir Damon.
Acer palmatum Sir Damon.
Yeah, dude. Awesome coral bark. You can kind of see it's gone a little bit green. But once it goes to winter and like that sun starts to hit that bark, it's gonna light up electric, like coral pinks and reds. One of those awesome ones. I love the leaf shape and the color on this one too. I mean, sometimes people sleep on the springtime and the fall time for those coral barks. They get so set on the color of the bark.
Right, yeah.
They forget about the other parts.
Absolutely. This thing goes through some really nice oranges and yellows, kind of mixed in together. A lot of like Sangokaku will go more just straight yellow. This has some nice oranges with little red flakes in that too. So it's really got some really nice fall color, and it really pops against that dark bark. Man, I love when this thing gets in the winter months. This is a 4-season Japanese maple. Most of the time you're thinking spring, fall with Japanese maples. This gives you every season of interest out in your garden.
Yeah, man. Check this out. Not the hotel, but the 4-season Japanese maple.
That's right. Acer palmatum Sir Damon.
All right, man. Let's keep walking.
Let's cruise along here.
Dude. We were walking through here earlier, and this caught both of our eyes, man. Coonara Pygmy, dude.
Man, this thing, look at the structure on this thing. I mean, these are really, really interesting plants. I love the brooms. Witch's brooms are such a cool, interesting texture and growth habit out in the garden. They're always going to give you this nice compact growth. This one right here really puts on some crazy color changes also. In the spring, this gets some nice oranges and little red tips on those leaves. And then the new growth kind of following suit with that with a nice orange on that new growth.
One of the smallest leaves I see like consistently in here. I mean, I've seen ones that are the size of peas, man. Like leaves the size of peas. And I'm sure they can get smaller if you manipulate it enough. But I mean, I've seen big specimens of this in some parking lots in Asheville, dude.
Right.
Whew, dude, it looks beautiful in the springtime, man. And it's hard to beat those tiny leaves. They add such a nice texture in the garden. And I mean, if you like something that is a slow grower, this is going to be an awesome one.
If you got a small spot, you need a splash of color, this is great for that. I'd love to see this in a bonsai too. I mean, you know, we're always kind of thinking about bonsai and different plants. I think this would be a really cool candidate for that. because it just really has an interesting growth habit to it. I think it looks like it calipers up really well too on that trunk. Just looking at it right here, just a 1 gallon plant right now, and you're already getting some nice thickness on that trunk. So definitely an interesting plant. If you're looking for a witch's broom, something really interesting and different, check this one out.
Awesome one.
Man, there's so much stuff in here. I don't know how we just picked 1 or 2 along the way. We could be in here all day.
It's
right?
hard, man. I mean, got some geisha gun wilds right here. I mean, we could talk about those, but I mean, people talk about those all the time.
We hit the geisha gun wild all the time, man. I mean, there's so many cool plants in here.
One that always catches my eye right there, I mean, some butterflies.
Check it out. Yeah, let's pick a couple of those up, man. See what we got here. This is Acer palmatum butterfly.
Oh, dude, the variegation on this, consistent white colors. I mean, Matt and Tim's mom have one in their garden. It gets like strikes of like white completely like in it, man. And I mean, it looks like a white tree, but also you get that color contrast to that dark green, man.
I mean, this thing really stands out. That white color really makes it pop. Each leaf is a little bit different too. The variegation kind of deforms each of the leaves uniquely. And it definitely brings a different look than most Japanese maples. This one kind of stays narrow too, also kind of gives you a nice flagpole of color, more narrow than it is tall, or wide, I mean. And this definitely, the fall color on this is underrated. It gives you some like reds on the main dark color, and then you get some light pinks on that white. So it gives you kind of a multicolored fall color on it.
I'm a sucker for pink Japanese maples. I mean, that just looks like, we talk about alien plants. Dude.
Yeah.
Whenever I see something that's bright, hot pink, I mean, that looks crazy in the garden. Pair this with like Benicia Shahinga. Obviously, it's a sport off of that. But I mean, great color and great contrast in between those two plants. And I mean, this was going to be one that is not going to disappoint.
No. If you're into variegated Japanese maples, this should be on the top of your list for sure. All right, cruising right along here. There's a couple right here I wanted to talk about. We don't get a chance to talk about very often because it's kind of a newer cultivar.
Oh, yeah, dude. This one's crazy. Get some awesome yellows in the springtime. And I love that Matsumura style leaf, dude. I mean,
we got Acer palmatum Van Essen's Gold here. This is a newer selection. Definitely one I think you should be moving up on your list of must-haves in your garden. Yeah, that spring growth gives you this golden yellow color, and then even that new growth coming back kind of gives you kind of a darker gold color on that as well. Beautiful oranges in the fall. I mean, the Matsumura leaf gives it a different texture overall than most of your green upright Japanese maples, so it kind of gives it a nice feathery feel, a little something different.
Yeah, man, Jordan and I were talking. It's so crazy. There's so many species of Japanese maple, but then once you get into palmatums and other species, there are different names for each leaf shape, which is so crazy to me, man. I mean, you got Matsumura, you got Amelinum. I mean, you got straight palmatum. It's just awesome, man. Linerlobum. I mean, it goes on and on, man.
There's a lot of diversity in the palmatum section on that for sure. And I think this one would be interesting to start collecting seeds from and then growing out those seeds to see kind of what that next generation would be on an amazing cultivar that's already in its own right. It's definitely a collector piece. Get you a nice presence out in the garden with some beautiful golden colors.
Yeah, dude, that's an awesome one. People don't really know about that one too much yet.
I think it's going to get bigger and bigger. More people should check that out for sure. All right, man, there's so much stuff in here. It's hard to know what to stop and talk about, right? What do we got?
What we got here, man? A hidden.
This is a nice little hidden gem there.
Yeah, man.
Definitely got to talk about this. We got
Akanata folium, of course, dude.
Of course. I mean, Meiku Jaku, Acer japonicum. I mean, this right here is the classic. I mean, when it comes to Acer japonicums, I think it's like top line.
This is my favorite japonicum.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's heresy or not, man. But I mean, the color, the fall color on this one, I love that leaf shape, man. And I just bought a huge one. And I love it. It's in a pot right now. It's getting some of that early fall color, starting to purple up. I mean, This one's awesome. Got some seeds on it too, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, this has a really nice leaf to it. It's got really long dissected lobes with some nice serration on the edges of that. It really gives it that feathery feel, kind of where it gets that name, the dancing peacock. The fall color on that really does showcase that name, because you can get some nice reds and burgundies and purples on that, like a big peacock fan out there in the garden. And these leaves get quite large if you get this in some shade. Beautiful sturdy structure too. I love that about the Japonicums. They always have this very rigid, strong look as a tree form, and Mako Jaku is no exception to that.
Yeah, many names: dancing peacock, Mako Jaku, Akinata folium. You can look them all up on MrMaple.com and you'll find this plant.
Definitely. Awesome, awesome plant. All right, so we're moving along here. What do you think we can find next, Corbin?
I don't know. See some Rhode Island Reds over here, man. That's an awesome one.
Love the Rhode Island Reds, man. Give you a nice dwarf. Let's pick a couple up here and show everybody what we got going on. It's a nice dwarf red upright. Rhode Island Red is a classic, man. If you're looking for a red upright that doesn't get big, this is the way to do it. Give you a nice dwarf, round, compact shape out in the garden. Fit it in so many different spots. Beautiful, beautiful burgundy colors.
Yeah, man, this is the dwarf bloodgood, man. It's that one that everybody wants in their garden whenever they say Japanese maple, red maples. This one comes in a little fun size. So, I mean, if you ain't got the most space in your garden, pick up a Rhode Island Red. You're going to get that amazing color that Japanese maples are known for, and in a great size, too.
Definitely, man. Try this in a bonsai. Send us some pictures, man. This thing would be great for a bonsai.
All right, man, what do we got next, man?
Let's keep going, man. We could spend all day in this greenhouse.
Oh, dang, man. Is that an eagle claw or is that a duck, man? We got some good size.
Interpreter is, right?
We got some great size Kamagatas, man. I was making a little joke about the name. The dude who named this one, he thought that Kamagata meant eagle claw, but Matt and Tim have been told that it means more like woodland duck. I mean, this one has got some funky foliage, dude.
I love this plant. It really does give you a different texture. When it comes to dwarf Japanese maples, this is really, really interesting. It's got some pretty small leaves on that, little fine serrated edges on that, with the middle lobe comes to like a really long, fine point to it on that as well. And I mean, it just gives you an interesting shape, and the texture is just unmatched.
Oh yeah, man. And I love the funky looking ones, man. I love the different leaf shapes. I mean, this one's got something with a little bit of curl to it. Definitely the curls for the girls, man. You know what I'm saying? But this one's an awesome one. I think the fall color on this one's pretty nice too, right? I mean, it's a nice red to orange color.
Absolutely.
And I mean, on that nice foliage, you're going to have a wonderful canvas for that fall color.
Definitely, we had some bigger sizes of this came through, and definitely gives you an idea of what this looks like. We've got some pictures online on our 10-gallon section if you want to check those out to see what a more mature size looks like. It's kind of got a nice little V shape to it, but it keeps that compact shape that kind of in that Makawa-ish, not quite Makawa, but definitely gives you that dwarf compact size.
Oh yeah, this one's going to be one that people are going to ask, what the heck is that thing, man?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Oh, got some more witch's brooms, man.
All right, let's talk about that. We talked about a green witch's broom back there with Coonara Pygmy. Let's grab a couple of these.
That's the pot.
All right, guys, we got Acer palmatum Shaina.
This one's an awesome one, very vigorous witch's broom, which is kind of a funny thing to say. You know, there's a couple ones that are a little bit more vigorous. Witch's brooms are known for their dwarf shape, but I mean, I've seen these ones get very tall, very quick, and then they kind of fill in and get more dense as it goes.
Beautiful, beautiful red colors on this. I mean, every Shaina that I see, man, it's just so vibrantly red. It always grabs my attention. And then you get that classic broom characteristic where you have that short middle lobe on that leaf. I love that about the brooms because it gives it just a different feel. You know, when you look at it, it doesn't have that just standard palmatum leaf. It gives you a different look to it. I mean, when it comes to gardening, we're all kind of working in smaller spaces these days. So this can fit in a lot of small spaces in the gardens. It's something you can keep pruned to if you wanted to keep it even smaller. Just overall a great plant.
Another one of those funky looking leaf shapes, man. I mean, I love the short and center node on the leaves. I mean, it gives such a great contrast to some of your other maples. I mean, like Bryan was talking about, this thing in the springtime and the summertime, man, that new growth is like unlike any other red I feel like I see around here, man. And it's so vibrant and catches your eyes every time. And I mean, this is an awesome one, man.
I mean, it's something that we talk about a lot, but it can't be overstated that this is an amazing cultivar to definitely want in your garden. Acer palmatum Shaina. Love those brooms, man. They're so cool.
Some more Geisha Gone Wilds around in here, man.
We got a ton of Geisha
Got
Gone
some
Wild.
peonies.
What we got here, man? We got some Ryusen right here.
Some Ryusen. Oh.
Let's talk a little bit about Ryusen, man. That's one we can't talk about enough. This is a great weeping style Japanese maple. We've got these staked up nice and tall. You can let that continue to stake that as tall as you want. Let that cascade down from there. This has got a nice little kind of snake curve to the, I mean, you can do so much with these trees. I love that. You can manipulate their structure and their overall shape by staking it, twisting and curving that trunk. Really gives a lot of movement out in the garden.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those trees that's from a long lineage of awesome trees, dude. And I mean, this was one of the first ones I was introduced to with that insane weeping, cascading style. I mean, you can't keep this thing off the ground, dude. Yeah. It wants to touch the ground, and that's what's awesome about it. It's so malleable, and you can really shape it however you want to in the garden, man. And
yeah, no two Ryusens ever look the same. They always have a unique shape out in the garden. And to me, that's just really what makes this cultivar stand out, because we're always trying to create different textures and shapes out in the garden. This can really give you that.
Yeah, fall color is awesome on this thing too.
Yeah,
man.
nice orange red on that. Really vibrant fall color. We're kind of coming down here to the end. What do you say we talk about a couple of these golden full moons right here, man?
Oh, sounds good to me, man.
We got some RM,
Oh, yeah.
Acer Shirasawanum RM. I love the golden full moon. Shirasawanum's cultivars are just amazing. And RM is kind of that classic, the OG when it comes to the full moon Japanese maples. I love that about this cultivar.
Oh yeah, watch out, where's Tim, man? He'll be doing the yellow dance in here, man. This is an awesome one. I mean, it's gonna brighten up your landscape. You put it in a darker spot, it's gonna get some crazy yellow colors. And I mean, I love anything that kind of just stands out in the garden is something that pulls my eye, man. I mean, I love that full moon style leaf. And this one makes its way into a lot of people's top fives, and it's awesome, man. The Shirasawanums are pretty slept on, I think, and there's a lot of cultivation that's happening with them that's going to be pretty awesome pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, you think about how far along they've come with the Shirasawanum cultivars. You have RM, and then you go to Autumn Moon, then you go to Moonrise, then from there it's the Blue Moon. I mean, there's so many cool cultivars of the Shirasawanums these days. But this is that classic, man. This is a classic golden full moon, and it gets some really nice yellows and oranges in the fall, some reds late with that as well. So I mean, it gives you that fall interest. But the spring on this thing and summer, it just lights up. Like Corbin said, I mean, if you got a shady spot, you definitely want to plant one of these out there, because you're going to be able to see that thing just glowing out there from a distance, and always bringing your eye to that section of the garden. So I mean, you guys definitely need to get you an RM.
And look at the freaking seed on that sucker, man.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck?
Yeah, beautiful.
Awesome clumps of Samaros. And I mean, isn't Shirasawanum known for those Samaros sticking straight up out of the
That's one of the
leaves?
characteristics. It's not always true to form. There are some palmatums, but you know, there's a lot of hybridizing that happens. So can't always clarify it by that, but definitely most Shirasawanums show that characteristic where they have those Samaras sticking straight up. So it really does add to that, especially when they first leaf out, there's a little bit of pink on those petals, and it looks nice. I think we've probably come down to the end here, man. What do you? I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. I mean, we definitely enjoyed getting out here and talking about plants.
Gives us a reason to come out here and look and do a little shopping. I mean, walking through here, you just see some crazy one-offs. I mean, that Coonara Pygmy,
Yeah.
that might not be here in the next time y'all are looking up in the houses. And I mean, it's just awesome to be able to come walk through all these maples and bring it to y'all, especially for a walkthrough Wednesday.
Yeah, and our open houses, this is really what open houses are like. You can literally come and find like me or Corbin or Joe and have us kind of come take you to a greenhouse and give you information about different cultivars that you're interested in. We can help you shop. If you're looking for specific things, we probably kind of know where most things are, so we can kind of direct you. If you're looking for that big Coonara Pygmy that was back there, come find me. I'll help you find it.
It might be in my garden, but... But yeah, thanks y'all. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe down below. And appreciate y'all watching. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.